Hello everybody, how are you guys doing? Now I just kind of really wanted time to really do this video, child. I shot a whole little face-to-face video. It was hard getting that video to save, child. I had lost it. It's just a lot. So you know what, voiceover y'all want, voiceover is what you guys will get, okay? Because I need to just get this video out to y'all, talk about this, because this has been just like heavy on my heart, and I've been having a lot to say about this season Braxton Family Values. So I think that I'm gonna just take this video and just really like get into things, okay? But I want to break it down. So this video is specifically about Tracy and her leaving her will, and the things that was in her will, allegedly her leaving a lot of, you know, her image, brand, likeness to her son Kevin Jr. And I want to talk about just that in this video. And y'all, I got a lot of other videos talking about different things with the Braxtons, but I wanted to just take this time and just really get into that topic within this video. Now Kevin is his mom's only son, right? Only child, period. And Tracy have left, you know, her image, brand, likeness to her son.
I visited your mother before she began to decline. And a lot of people don't know this, but your mother gave me permission to record her. And I did.
So you recorded the whole conversation?
Every time. Maybe she believed that somebody was going to in some way challenge it. She knew exactly what she was doing about who she wanted to be her executor and who she wanted to control her image, brand, and likeness. Mm-hmm. And that was one person. It was you.
She told me when I was young.
Really? Like, so this is no surprise to you?
It wasn't a surprise to me. See, like, if something ever happened to me, I'm putting everything in your name. Only thing that kind of changed for me is when she said she didn't want a funeral service or viewing.
And this is common. A lot of people leave things to their, you know, spouses and their children, you know. So I didn't really think it was really surprising that she left things to her son, because people normally leave things to their children. And for me, Tracy and her husband had a very rocky marriage, period, because yes, he stood by her until she was, like, you know, gone with the angels, you know, until she went to her next life. But they had a rocky relationship, because at the time when they were together, I remember on the Braxtons, it's been alleged that he was initially spending a lot of money that he did not have. You know, Tracy accused him on Marriage Boot Camp of spending money that he did not have, and she felt like that was a lot in their relationship, because, you know, basically Tracy was like making a lot of the money and he was spending a lot of her money, and I noticed that.
You treat me like a child. You just tell me what to do all the time.
That's not what I be trying to do.
You tell me what to do all the time.
I don't try to tell you what to do.
You tell me to do all the time.
You drinking too much.
I like my breakfast beer. You never spend any time with me. You always gone. You always want to hang around with the fellas all the time. You keep spending money that you're not even supposed to be spending. You never ask me, Tracy, let's go and let's think about buying something, but you just go ahead and you just take it upon yourself. Okay, I'm gonna spend this money, I guess, because this is what I want. You never discuss it with me.
All right.
And then there were rumor about some sort of side baby, to which he, you know, debunked and said it was not true. If that's how you say the word, to where he said it was not true, that there wasn't no side baby. However, he had been sleeping around to where allegedly there could have been a side baby. So he was already cheating on her. So I think Tracy had her reservations as far as the marriage goes, within them, you know, their union. And the thing is, Tracy had a very tumultuous, y'all see how I did that word? Tumultuous. I think that's how you say it. Child, my pronunciation, y'all bear with me. But she had a very rocky relationship with her family, because she did not feel loved by her family, did not feel taken important by her family, did not feel valued by her family. So even if she was having a troubling marriage or a troubling relationship, and we all see the Braxton girls don't know how to pick them, child, they don't know how to pick them. So even if she did have a hard marriage or something she was going through, she didn't have nobody else to run to. You know, it just seemingly looked as though he was supporting her and he had her back, because she had no one else to run to if he was a problem. You understand what I'm saying? She had to keep that inside. She couldn't really go to her sisters, because as we see, Tamar weaponizes everything, you know, everybody tells her. That's a whole nother video. I want to get into that. But Tamar likes to use her sister's woes against them. You know, she was saying stuff when Gabe was talking to the girl on the internet. She was saying stuff when Tawanda husband was, I don't know, a stay-at-home dad and did not want to get a job and work. She was saying something, period, to all her sisters, making it seem like Vince was just the creme, the creme de la creme, the best of the best. Out of all men, when come to find out, she had exposed that he was allegedly, I want to say, beating her, putting hands on her. So she was kind of making it seem as though she just had the perfect relationship. So it's really hard, especially if you feel as though your family doesn't think much of you or does not value you, to go and tell them, hey, I'm having an issue with my marriage. I need somewhere to go. She didn't have no exit. She just was made to feel like she had to really deal with whatever they were going through. And I think that displayed the most after she passed, with how she did her will. The fact that it was recorded, child, is a lot to be said. And the fact that she made sure cameras was on her when she said what she said, and she, meant it. Okay. She wanted to let the world know that I don't want this man to have nothing when I pass on, when I go, to be with the heavenly gates. And that wasn't, the Braxton sisters doing. Whatever Tracy put up in her will is what Tracy put up in her will. She didn't leave anything much to her sisters. It's not like she was like, oh, this goes to my sisters. That no, she had a very crazy relationship, and that was displayed how she never left anything or said much about her sisters within her will, and the fact that she didn't leave anything to her husband. Everybody's like, well, he stuck by her. You don't get a medal for being married to somebody. You choose who you want to marry to. You choose if you're going to stand by them. You get married to somebody and it's till death do you part. You already know, coming to the table what it consists of. A lot of people I'm hearing saying that, hey, he deserves something for standing by her. He deserved, like, he's supposed to be rewarded, and I don't like that. It really hurts my feelings when people say that, because as African American people, we just have so much little expectations. When a man is standing by his child's mother, or standing by the child that he slept with, her to produce, everybody's like, oh, he stood by those kids. And this is crazy to me, because it's like, didn't you have those kids? Isn't that what you're supposed to do? I don't understand why people want Medal of Honor for doing what they're supposed to do. When you have kids, you produce them, you're supposed to raise them and take care of them. And that's how I see in this situation. When you marry somebody, it is till death do you part. You don't get a reward for doing what you signed up to do. You knew what it took, what I'm saying, to do that. You stuck by her, and honestly, you didn't stick by her faithfully the whole time. You was cheating, you was doing what you was doing, taking her money and stuff like that, spending money that you did not have, all of these different things, and she showed to me, it was like, yes, I may forgive you for what you did in this life, but I won't in the next life, boo. I won't. That's what was telling to me. And I just thought that was very powerful. It does not matter that he stuck by her through her cancer treatment, because for me, she wasn't some brokey. She had a little bit of money, I'm not saying the Braxtons were rich, but they had some coin to them, and she struggled to have her little coin, had her little career towards the end. So she wanted to protect the income that came from that. She didn't want to just come out here and just be, oh my God, I don't have nothing. No, she wanted something. Now, the only reason I brought up the fact that she had money was because, he was taking care of her or standing by her through the end. But if you are a Braxton versus an everyday person and you come from money, there's a different type of care, based on the amount of income that you have. There's a different type of care that is provided for you. So I don't think that it was like, oh my God, they were struggling. No, there were good doctors there and doing what they were supposed to do. They had the best medical care. I'm sure Tony and the rest of the sisters and the family made sure of it. So he wasn't just standing by her and, oh my God, it was such a struggle. I'm not saying that it wasn't hard. No, I'll never say that. But it's like a different type of situation when somebody has money and come from money, or, because then their care is different. They have the best care, He's not out here struggling and suffering. And every time we seen a little clip, we saw the sisters up there, family up there, showing her love, standing by her, being there with her, making sure she was getting the best of care, getting, taken care of in the best way towards her end. And she worked hard towards the end. So she didn't want all that hard work, especially her being treated and mistreated by her sisters, to go in vain by giving it to her husband if he was already, mishandling her money in the present life. She wanted to make sure that, hey, my legacy, my money, all of that is protected. My image likeness is all protected. And she felt as though the one person that would treat it well, hopefully she was correct, was her son. And it's only time will tell if he is the rightful person or whatever. He's going through what he's going through with his divorce child. His mama never ever wanted him to get married from the beginning because she felt like they weren't ready for marriage. She really felt like that. But they ended up getting married and now they're getting a divorce. He's going through that. So who knows if he's going to handle it well. Hopefully his mom, was right for picking him and choosing him to handle things. But she just did not want it. Like, she didn't want to give it to her husband, did not want to give it to her husband or those sisters. So she gave it to the one person that she had and she felt that she had. And he was very close with his mother. And that was her son. And I don't think she was wrong for that. I think that you don't get a reward for standing by somebody. The reward is you being in their life. The reward is you getting the personal moments that everybody else don't get. You getting that one-on-one time. That's the reward. The reward is what God gives you, the blessings that God gives you. But he didn't, I'm sure he didn't like go into it thinking, oh, I'm gonna get money from this. And if he did, shame on him. But you don't get money for or some sort of reward or deserving of their entire life because you stuck by them. A lot of people don't like the sisters. And the sisters don't like that husband, which I understand. That's why people are so protective of the husband. Like, y'all don't completely discard him or push him to the side and not care about him. I understand that. But he does not get a reward for being her husband. I don't believe that. I'm sorry. I don't think that he deserves a reward for being her husband. This is crazy to me that people would like, oh, yeah, he deserves something. He deserves for being her husband, for marrying her and standing by her. Weren't you doing what you were supposed to be doing? Isn't that like your wife? That's what you're supposed to do. When you're with somebody, you're supposed to stand by them. You're supposed to love them. It's still like it's supposed to be till death do you part. Like, I don't understand why so many people feel as though he should be rewarded. I don't think he should be mistreated. And it's horrible to see he and his son not getting along. But I feel like there were some hard feelings about what Tracy put in her will. And that's up to nobody but Tracy. All the extra about the sisters saying that they don't want him on the show. They don't want to be nice to him. All of that. We all knew that those sisters did not like him. Thought he was ghetto and from the hood. And, you hear all of the Tamar ghetto references that she making, So we all felt like she was like not caring about Kevin from the beginning. None of those sisters care about Kevin. None of those sisters like Kevin. As quiet as it's kept, none of those sisters really like Tracy. If we being real, they loved Tracy because that was their sister, but they didn't like her, And I'm not surprised about that. However, what Tracy put in her will is what Tracy put in her will, point blank, period. A lot of, and I was, pleasantly happy to have gotten, read through the will. And you guys can definitely check it out. It's public records on you go to Maryland. It's a website thing, child. You could really see her will. Her wills are public. You could see it. And a lot of people are breaking it down here on YouTube. But a lot of, what was in the will was to go to her son. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. She felt like that's who she wanted to give it to. Give it to him. If that's what you felt like. I just feel as though towards the end, she was happy that her husband stuck by her, loved her husband, forgave him in this life, but was not going to, forgive him in the next life. And she didn't owe him to give her, him her property or all of these different things just because, they were married. A lot of people are saying the Braxton sisters were trying to get that house that Kevin was living in. And child, that's bogus as ever if that's what they were trying to do. Let him have the house. I don't think his son is trying to take the house. So let him have the house because they've lived there together. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that he should just be homeless now that his wife has passed. That'd be bogus. But I think that, Tracy gave a lot of her, stake to her son, to which she should have. He doesn't deserve Kevin to be in his next relationship, especially when he didn't even wait for his wife to pass to be cheating on her and all of that. He doesn't deserve to be in his next relationship with all the things that Tracy and worked her butt off towards the end. No, standing by somebody does not mean that you deserve their the money that they make, all of that. A lot of people give their name or give their their wealth to their kids. Generational wealth, that legacy stuff is no joke. People do it all the time. I don't think there's anything wrong with what Tracy did. I think it was what Tracy did, and I think it should be respected as such, as what Tracy did, and God bless her, and she transitioned smoothly. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. This is my opinion. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I love you guys, and bye-bye.
There may be an illegitimate child involved.
It's wet. We know that. Why he
Yeah, I mean, they're different. I mean, could the person be pregnant? Is there a baby? You know what I mean?
It's a toddler. Younger than 5.
Bitch, what? Kevin having a baby outside of his marriage. I mean, that is all Tracy needs to get up and get the hell out of there. Like, that's the card. I'm leaving your ass because you don't have you a baby on me. Deuces.
No.
You know the homeboy cheating. What else you need to know? And then you heard he had a baby. If you heard it, it is. It is what it is, okay? I think that we should sit her down and have a conversation so we can help her through the steps, whether she gonna stay with stay with him or not. You know,
Maybe it's something that Tracy has already been privy to.